16.
What's up everyone? It is finally time to get hyped for Noctis' arrival to Tekken 7. Today we've been told that he's going to be coming on March the 20th, which is next Tuesday, and we also got a new trailer as well as some gameplay. I'm going to be breaking down both so that we can figure out how some of his moves probably work and see if we can extrapolate how that will affect his overall game plan. I'm going to be starting with the gameplay because I feel like there's so much to look at there and a lot of people will have focused more on the trailer, so let's go. I've chosen to take the sound out of this clip as there was just a lot of Japanese voices talking over it, so I've just put a song over the top. And immediately we see some craziness. This is an orbital. It launches, it's safe, and as you can see Lars is responding while standing 4, so it forces crouch on block. Knowing that your opponent is going to have to respond from a crouching state is what is going to make this such a powerful setup for what is obviously Noctis' parry, which as you can see does pretty decent damage. The next thing we're going to see here is a high crushing mix-up stance. He goes into it from a single strike there, maybe a forward one forward into a roll and a low knockdown. And here you see one of the things that's making me think Noctis is going to have a crazy Oki game. Later on in this video you're going to see that there is a mid mix-up that comes out of this stance that wall splats and probably knocks down in the neutral. It's likely a high risk stance similar to Bob's, as I am kind of assuming that the low knockdown will probably be launch punishable on block. It's very interesting to know which button it will be that goes into this stance. It's done with his left arm, that's why I assume it's with a 1. Next we see a sword strike that insta-screws, probably on counter hit, because as you see here it looks like Lars went for a get up low kick. Then we see a pretty funky combo with not that much damage or carry, but it does spike at the end. Then we of course get to see how effective Warp Strike is going to be against hasty opponents. Here we see a launch punish on Lars down forward 3-3, but that's minus 20, so we don't actually know how fast this launcher is just yet. The transition into what is probably a stance here, into this follow-up string with a corkscrew in it, is really cool looking in my opinion. And at the end of this combo we're going to see something that's really interesting to me. This Warp Strike ender for the combo. Noctis zooms in, the combo does very good damage and carry, but he also lands right in front of you for good Oki. And as I've already said, I really do think Noctis is going to be a monster in Oki's MA situations. And as Lars gets up here, we're going to see more craziness. A 1-2 into a sideways teleport to bait whiffs. You couldn't have a more perfect tool to teach people not to just swing back after a 1-2 on your part every single time. And a different ender for the combo here. I'm not sure if I see that much use for it yet. And now we're going to see the already notorious Noctis' Demo Man. This thing looks crazy. It's going to break the floors. It already does so much damage. And spikes like that, I mean, it really could be better than Paul's Demo Man, which is crazy. Note that the time of day has actually changed here. If you get to the 5th round, it actually turns to nighttime, which I think is a pretty cool little touch. Noctis' armor move here gets a guaranteed follow-up for pretty good damage, and it also appears to be a mid, so probably punishable, but still very usable. I'm sorry, did someone say Oki? Another advancing low crushing launcher here, which looks like it might even hit on the ground. In a second here we're going to see what appears to be a 1+2 break command grab, and as you can see with the dash there, I think it might be done with a forward motion, maybe a forward 1+2. So that is a command grab. Pretty useless looking high string here that gets ducked and punished by the last player. And then there's this just to showcase the Rage Art, and that is the end of the 3-round gameplay section. So next we're going to look at the trailer, which obviously is there for the hype, so we're going to see some more cool stuff and we're going to get some clarification on what we've already spoke about. We start here with the launcher we see before, into the string that I think transitions into the stance that looks quite a bit like Jinpachi's stance from Tekken Tag 2, and once again the Warp Strike combo ender. If you listen to Brian's audio cue here, you'll probably hear that this is a counter hit that instant corkscrews. If you look very carefully here, you'll see that this is very likely another counter hit launcher. Then we see a screw move we haven't seen yet, which looks to have crazy range and just looks really cool. And a free hit ender throw combo here when you're close enough to the wall, as it has really high wall carry. And then the Rage Drive ender. I don't actually think we get to see the Rage Drive on block at any point in this video, which is a shame, but it looks like it does maybe decent damage to end combos with. We're going to get another look here at the 1-2 into sideways teleport, another whiff punish here, this time with a low slashing attack. And then we get a look at what is almost definitely Noctis's 10 frame punish, maybe a 1-2, 1+2. Worth noting that the move that he blocked there is -12, probably not important. An instant transition into the rolling stance here without the attack that we saw earlier. Once again here we see the low into this attack that I think is going to be amazing on Oki. It gives the flip over and everything. If this string is natural, then it's going to be insane at the wall and maybe even as a block punisher. Here we're going to see the greatsword used a bit with a spike ender, and also this move that seems to give huge plus frames. Look at that block stun. The really scary thing is that I actually think this is the same move here, so at the very least it's going to full launch on counter hit. Possibly on normal hit, and it also just looks really cool. Then we see another example of that strike that transitions into the roll stance. It crushes a high here, and there is the mid wall splat I was talking about, into a follow-up combo with the flip over. Once again, really good Oki here. That's very consistent, and I really think that's going to be a defining part of his playstyle. Long range moves, knockdown tools into Okizeme. Oh yeah, and he's Lars's friend. Cool, I guess. This low has me so excited. Look at that range, look at that damage, and it leaves him neutral enough on hit that he can sidestep the response into a whiff punish. Oh my god. I'm going to guess that this is going to be launch punishable, but if you space it right you might actually be able to evade even that. Wow. And here we're going to see Noctis's version of Lightning Screw. No idea if it's going to be as punishable on block or whether it'll have the same crushing properties as Lars. And then we get a few highlights here followed by Noctis's really cool rage art. So to sum up, I really think he's going to keep out with that amazing low. He's going to play keep out, he's going to chip away at you, warp strike, all of that stuff. And then he's going to look for the knockdown after you're frustrated into great Okizeme. I really think Oki is going to be a big key for this character. Obviously I could be wrong. I really hope you enjoyed this video guys and that you have an idea of how you're going to want to play Noctis when he comes out. If you did enjoy it and you're hyped for Noctis' release, then I strongly encourage you to subscribe and stick with this channel when he comes out. In a game like Tekken, where every frame is important, I pride myself on being one of the people that brings you that specific data that you're going to need to excel with Noctis when he comes out. So, thank you once again everyone. As always, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more. Thanks guys.